Hi everybody, happy Thanksgiving. Welcome to another episode of Off the Cuff Healthy Cooking with Craig Mitchell. I love the holidays, but for some reason, I especially love Thanksgiving. I love everything about it. Let's start with the meal. I love the typical Thanksgiving meal. Turkey with all the trimmings. Oh, I look forward to it every single year. Did you know that's actually the first full meal I ever learned how to cook? Yeah, I think even before scrambled eggs. Well, maybe not, but I love Thanksgiving. I love it so much that I'm actually an amateur historian about the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. It's actually true. I love it. I love it every single year. Did you know the Macy's Parade started in 1924, but it started as the Macy's Christmas Parade. And they didn't have balloons, they had live wild animals. Well, that kind of proved too dangerous, so they moved to balloons. Speaking of which, from 1954 to 1961, they had this guy. Ah, look at him. He's called the Gorgeous Gobbler. Check him out. 50 feet tall, 45 feet wide, and he weighed 305 pounds. Now, you want to talk about stuffing? To stuff this guy, it took 13,500 cubic feet of helium. That's a lot. To put that into perspective, one of him would feed Madison Square Garden filled to capacity twice with something extra. And that brings us to today's menu. Now, do you know that myth that says that if you eat too much turkey, the tryptophan will put you to sleep after the holiday meal and you'll miss that football game you've been waiting for? Yeah, that's actually kind of a myth. Scientists have found out that it's actually all the carbs we consume along with the turkey. I mean, think about it. You have biscuits, you have mashed potatoes, you have stuffing, you've got cranberries, you've got pumpkin pie. That's a lot of carbs. Yeah, so you fall asleep, you miss that football game. Well, not anymore. Today, I'm going to show you how to make nearly zero net carb, homemade, delicious stuffing and very low carb, buttery biscuits. Oh yeah, you won't be falling asleep ever again. You'll see every football game you want to see. Now, speaking of the holiday, we have a special guest today. We do. Now, when you think of the holidays, Thanksgiving, Christmas, you think of the holiday specials. Today, we have an old friend. Yep, you've seen him in many holiday specials, and he's here today to tell us what he's thankful for. Watch. Is the microphone good? It is? Okay. Hi, everybody. Happy Thanksgiving. It's me, Charlie. You know what? No. I'm not Charlie Brown anymore. Come on. I'm too old for that. I've outgrown it. Charlie Brown? Yeah, I know. Good old Charlie Brown. Yeah, I know. But seriously, folks, I'm middle-aged. I have a mortgage. I have prostate issues. I'm not Charlie Brown anymore. Call me Chuck. Yeah, Chuck, but no, wait. Charles. I'm now Charles Brown. No. Charles Brown sounds like a personal injury lawyer. Chuck. Okay, call me Chuck Brown. I'm good with Chuck. So, what, is that me in the monitor? Okay, one more thing. Enough with the hat. Okay, look, I'm sorry. I know I've been off script all day, but look, you know what? I spent a whole lot of money on these implants. It's tough being bald until you're 28 years old. So now, yeah, I've got the locks, I got the hair. Let's show it off, right? Yeah, look at that. All right, it's a little gray around the sides. I can set a diet appointment and I can get that taken care of. Okay, sorry about that. Now we're back. Thanksgiving. Okay, all right. Thanksgiving. Why I'm grateful. What? It's not why I'm grateful? Oh, it's why I'm thankful. Okay. You know what? I know. Just indulge me one more time. I've got to put something to rest. I waited 48 years for this, okay? Here, pull that up. You see this? Yeah. It never happened. Yeah, I mean, it happened. We did it for TV, but it's not real. I mean, look at that. Does that make any sense? We're children. We're 8 years old. We're outside having our own Thanksgiving. What? We had families. We have mothers and fathers. We have brothers and sisters. We wouldn't do this. This makes no sense. Plus, look, we're outside. It's November. No coats. I was freezing my off. Seriously. I mean, that makes no sense whatsoever. I mean, we had super hot lights and still, I mean, it was cold as yeah. I mean, look, that menu too. The menu makes no sense. Jelly beans, buttered toast. What else do we have there? Popcorn. Sundays. Yeah, I know. Everything. Wow, Sundays are pretty cool. It's TV. Ice cream melts under lights. Yeah. It was shaving cream. So, not that good. No. Thankful. What am I thankful for? Okay. There is one thing that I'm really thankful for. This year, for the first time ever, I got a Valentine in my mailbox. Yep, and no, it wasn't from the little red-haired girl. It wasn't from Peppermint Patty. It wasn't even from Marcy. Nope. It was from Schroeder. Yeah, I mean, we all knew. Except Lucy, she's still in denial. And he's got that Liberace thing going on. But hey, you know, live and let live. If I'm going to be honest, for a moment, I kind of considered it. I did. But dating a musician? Good grief. Oh, hi, Ma. Don't worry, I'll remember the 3-bean salad. Yeah, no problem. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Here are the ingredients. Yep, it's ingredient time. First up, the low-carb stuffing. 1 small loaf of 0 net carb bread. Remember, you're going to dice it up and leave it out overnight. 1 onion, diced. 3 stalks of celery, diced. 3/4 of a cup of butter, melted. 1 cup chopped walnuts. 1/4 cup raisins. 2 tablespoons poultry seasoning. 1 cup chicken broth, and salt and pepper to taste. Now for the biscuits. 2 cups of carbulose. 2/3 cup of heavy cream. 2 teaspoons each of salt and baking powder. Okay, so this is taped the night before. This bread has to get stale to make the stuffing. Now this is 0 net carb bread. I can't give you a bigger hint than that. It's 0 net carb bread. You can find it in some large stores, almost like outlet stores. You'll find it. It's really good. We're gonna make the stuffing out of this. Come on. So I've taken the loaf, I've cut it in half. Okay? You know what? To make this, I want to do it in quarters actually. Like this, and we're gonna slice it down. This knife is sharp, by the way. Go. Be careful with the fingers. And once we do this, we turn it around. Gonna make it into our cubes. They don't all have to be the same size, although it does help if they are. There we go. That's the first one. Look for some stragglers that are too big. You know what? This loaf might be too big. I don't know. This is a huge loaf of bread. But you know what? I'd rather have too much than not enough. Okay, like this. Now we leave this out overnight. Let it get stale. That's what we want. See you in the morning. Here's the bread that I cut last night. It is hard, and it's ready to be turned into stuffing. Let's go. Our Dutch oven is preheating. Now we take our 3/4 of a cup of butter. Oh, there's a sizzle. And we're going to stir this until it melts. I'm going to bring down the heat just a little bit so it doesn't burn, because we're going to be sauteing our veggies in here. And I might be messing with the heat. I might be bringing it up, bringing it down as we go along. We shall see. All right. Now goes our vegetation. All the onion, all the celery, go right into the butter. And we're going to saute this up. I'm bringing up the heat a little bit so it starts to cook a little faster. Oh yeah, we want to sweat these onions and the celery down till they get nice and soft. You'll know, you'll see it. And like I said, I'm going to be playing with the heat, bringing it up and down as we go along, because the last thing I want to do is burn any of this. Oh yeah, we're cooking along very nicely. We're almost to the point we're going to throw in our spices, because as we cook and as this butter kind of reduces, you want the spices to get a little bit more intense. Salt and pepper to taste. Here is our poultry seasoning. That's 2 tablespoons. Now, this is not in the ingredient list. I did not include this in the beginning of the show, but some garlic. Hey, garlic powder, why not? Let's put some garlic in here. I love garlic. Let's put it in. Try that much and we'll stir it up. See how that mixes. Oh, nummy. There we go. Now I call for a cup of chicken broth. You can go more or less depending on how much stuffing you're making. I use the whole cup because I'm also going to put in some more dry ingredients, namely walnuts and raisins. Let's put in the walnuts. In go the walnuts. Oh, that looks so good. Now it's time for the raisins. And I know what you're thinking. These have carbs. This is a 1/4 cup. This has about 16 net carbs. Now remember, we're not eating all these at once. This is going to be distributed through all the stuffing, so it's going to be minimal. Let's put it in. In go the raisins. I now have it on medium heat, by the way. Distribute those raisins around. There's not going to be a lot of them in here, but they're going to be flavorful. So the sauteing and the mixing of our stuffing is done. Now it's time to bake it. Oh yeah, we're going to bake this for about 40 minutes. Let's preset the oven to 350 degrees. All right, time to put our stuffing into the baking dish. Spray the dish with some non-stick cooking spray, or you can use butter, whatever you prefer. And now we're gonna put it in. Oh yeah. Yes, going in nice. As you can see from the overhead shot. There we go. That is a perfect fit too. It's probably going to shrink a little while it cooks. Here's how it looks, and there's how it looks. Now this is going to cook in the oven 350 degrees for 30 to 40 minutes, but I'm covering it for the first 20 minutes, and then when I uncover it, we'll have a nice crisp top. Into the oven we go. Okay. Into the oven, preheated at 350 degrees, middle rack. 30 to 40 minutes total. At 20 minutes, I'm going to take off the aluminum foil. Hey, guess what time it is? It's time for food facts. If you go back 2,000 years ago, you're going to find the first evidence of stuffing. Yep, and you find it in that classic old book, the Apicius de Re Coquinaria. Yeah, it took me 3 weeks to learn how to pronounce that. Yes, and see, there it is. That's my autographed copy. I got it online, so you know it's real. Now, the first mention of a stuffing was actually using spelt. Spelt is an ancient wheat. And I know you want to know if I spelt right. Yeah, spelt is spelt exactly the way it sounds. Okay, I'm being a little goofy. But they took this spelt and they mixed it with vegetables, herbs, spices, okay? And they put it inside, various animals that they were cooking, like rabbit or pig or chicken or waterfowl. Yeah, so that was the first evidence of stuffing. So stuffing, as we know it, has been pretty much around since the 1st century AD. pretty impressive. Now, over the years, it's acquired different names. In the 14th century, it was known as farce, also known as my love life. In the 17th century, it was known as force meat. You know, these terms, the more I think of them, they sound like they happened a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away. Use the force, Luke. Use the force. The force meat will always be with you. What, R2? Yes, I know this is a hoodie. What kind of budget do you think this show has? Droids. Prior to the 19th century, stovetops pretty much weren't a thing. So in order to cook the turkey, or whatever they were cooking, they would put it on a spit and they would rotate it over a hot flame. I mean, we still do that today, but we have other options too. So when you're doing that, how do you cook sides at the same time? That's a pretty good question. That's where the stuffing comes in. They would take their bread and their veggies and their herbs, spices, and sometimes other meats, stuff the bird, sew it up, and they would cook it all at one time. Very clever, because now they had their main dish and their sides all in one plate. Now the term dressing came into play around the year 1850. And that brings us to a question which has been on the hearts and minds of experts for decades. Bet you it's been on your mind too. What's the difference between stuffing and dressing? Today, you shall learn the difference. Here's the answer. They are the same, but different. I know that sounds cryptic, but follow me. Let's take stuffing, and let's just say for argument's sake, stuffing is made with the bread, with the veggies, with the herbs, spices, and possible meat, stuffed inside the carcass of a bird, a pig, or a rabbit, and cooked. That is known as stuffing. Now, if you take those same exact ingredients, put them in a pan or casserole dish, and bake them, you have dressing. Yep. Well, now, since stuffing has been around since the 1st century AD, of course it was there at the first Thanksgiving, right? Wrong. Yep, the first Thanksgiving was stuffingless. Yeah, it makes you wonder, what else were the pilgrims missing? Feast, my friends, feast. We have turkey, we have waterfowl, we have corn, wild rice, vegetables, pie. We have... Wait a minute. Where is thou cranberries, Martha? You forgot the cranberries. The first Thanksgiving is ruined. R2, what are you doing here? Let's jump ahead to the 1970s, the goofy, psychedelic, bell-bottom 1970s, when a shift began to happen. Yep, people started taking their stuffing out of their birds and making more dressing. The number one reason for that was food safety. When you stuff the carcass of, say, a turkey, and it cooks in there, all the fat and the drippings make it so delicious. But if it's not cooked through enough, it's a great delivery system for bacteria and foodborne illness. Not very cool. Now, of course, you can actually prevent that if you cook the inside of the stuffing to at least 165 degrees. Okay, now it's time for stuffing trivia. 50% of Americans to this day still cook their stuffing inside their turkey. Traditionalists, remember, cook it to at least 165 degrees. Going back to that first Thanksgiving, it lasted 3 days. Mine? Yeah, it's still going on. Finally, stovetop stuffing was invented in 1972. So actually, next year will be its 50th anniversary. And how about this? Every year in November around Thanksgiving, they sell 60 million boxes of stovetop stuffing. Yep. Stuffing. It's been with us for over 2,000 years, and I bet you it's going to be around for 2,000 more. And that's Food Facts. It's biscuit time. Yep. Take your 2 cups of carbulose. Now, this is also sold under different brand names, but basically look for carbulose And this is a wonderful flour substitute that's low carb. Baking powder, salt. Now the 2/3 cup of heavy cream. And now we mix. Batter will stick to the beaters. Oh, they're doing it anyway. So I guess my theory is wrong. Yeah, that sounds labored, but let's get it off here. This is what we wanted to do. Yeah, that's the one drawback. It gets very sticky, but just with a little patience, we'll get all the batter off these blades. Okay, so this is a little sticky. It's a little wet. I'm going to take a little bit more carbose and put it in there like that. And I'm going to mix it up. Yeah, that's going to make a difference. And you want to do it like that. Nice. When it gets nice and, yeah, when it gets like this, it's nice and soft. It's not too wet. It's perfect. Let's make our biscuits. This is very important. This is my Star Trek glass from Star Trek 2009. Right like that. Hey, look, there's a biscuit. It's a perfect size. That's why I use it. Remold. Hey, look, perfect size. There we are. Yeah. Okay, there's our biscuits. There you go, the cheap seats. Now into the air fryer. Welcome to my air fryer corner. Yeah, I know. Whenever I bake, I'm a mess. Anyway, take our biscuits into the air fryer. Okay, it's already set to 380 degrees. We're going to do that for 8 minutes. When I come back, we're going to have biscuits. Okay. Biscuits are done. Let's see how they look. Oh, yeah. They look amazing. Hey, let's check on the stuffing now. Oh, boy. Oh, there's our stuffing. Oh, look at that. Yum, yum. Okay, let the holidays begin. This was so much fun. And now, when you sit down to your holiday meal, whether it be Thanksgiving, whether it be Christmas, whether it be New Year's, whether it be Kwanzaa, whether it be Easter, it doesn't matter. If you use any of these products, guilt-free. Yeah, there's literally, as you saw, very little carb content in both of these, but they're very, very satisfying. I've had the biscuits before. I have not had the stuffing. I can't wait. But I'm going to try the biscuit first. Now, I will say this, the biscuits are delicious, but they're a little fragile. What I forgot to do is you put an egg yolk in with them, and they become a little bit more sturdy. Yeah. So first, I'm going to try the biscuit. It just crumbles in your mouth. It's got that great, soft texture. There's no way, oh, it's great. Like all great biscuits, it just is very satisfying. This is even without butter. It crumbles apart, it's salty, it's soft, it's warm. It is delicious and satisfying and very low carb. Oh boy, you're gonna love that. And this would be great for biscuits and gravy too. Yeah, take all the guilt out of that, why not? Sure. Now for the stuffing. Oh, I can't wait. Raisin walnut stuffing is my favorite. I got the raisins, I got the walnut. I taste the onion, the bread, the low carb bread. You cannot tell. No. I defy anybody to tell you that this is nearly zero carb. They're not gonna know. Oh goodness. Delicious. If I was gonna make one qualm with my own cooking, the cubes are too big. Next time, I would make them even smaller. I might even wait until the bread gets stale to cut them. But other than that, delicious. Well, happy Thanksgiving. I'm here next time. Make sure you tune in. Until then, be well. Eat good. On the next Off the Cuff, it's time to nosh. Today, I'm going to show and demonstrate a recipe for low-carb bagels and homemade cream cheese. Get ready for an explosion of flavor. In Food Facts, we learned that bagels are out of this world. Canadian astronaut Greg Chamatoff brought 18 bagels with him when he visited the International Space Station. Take it from a native New Yorker, these bagels are good. With the schmear, just like in a New York deli. Join me for an all-new season of Off the Cuff Healthy Cooking with Craig Mitchell. Alternate Sundays right here on Strong Island Entertainment.